Definitely if you want to sail on a budget, one of our main food sources is fish that we catch.
We're going to circumnavigate Snake Island!
We arrived to Snake Island and dropped our sails just in time for this heavy Sumatra squall to rip through the anchorage with winds over 40 knots. Too windy to anchor, we motored stationary into the weather until the wind had eased. 2 hours later, the anchor was down, the wind dropped out and the rain remained so we could catch some water and fill our tanks.
It's the little things, right?
It's the little things. But we're going a bit side on to the swell, so we get a bit more of a roll going on now. But you kind of, on the roll, you can watch each little bit of water go in.
Looks like we'll be filling up the tanks today. It's a nice solid rain we got now. It's crazy to think that we've been catching water like this for 3 years. We really need to get a new system, like something better than just a big tub. We literally have to stand out here and like catch it, you know?
It's funny how you just get used to stuff.
I think we're going to put it on our list. We need a new water catching system.
It is amazing how fast the weather can change, as the following day there was not a cloud in the sky. With the sun shining, you can really see how spectacular this area is. The glistening water looked way too inviting to resist, so we followed temptation and went out exploring underwater. Whenever we go diving, I always take a spear gun to try and catch a feed, whilst Bonita gets carried away, working on her bottom time, looking at all the tiny marine life.
What's going on?
Frenchie's been shooting dog-toothed tuna on the other side of this little island. So I've never shot a doggy before, and that's like every spearo's dream, and he said he's seen a couple of big ones. So I'm just rigging up my big cannon of a spear gun, just making new rubbers and everything so it's all new and strong and tough and ready to shoot a big fish if they're there. Learning about this spot that supposedly holds dog-toothed tuna, with my cannon equipped, we headed out to the drop-off to hopefully land my first tuna. As our supplies are running low and we don't carry any meat on Nandji, the thought of fresh tuna steaks instead of lentils was all the inspiration I needed. Somehow I had convinced Bonita to help early and chum the waters, but she was soon sidetracked chasing around all the little fishes.
Hey, there's a big fish coming in behind you.
I had spied a couple of doggies but couldn't get them close enough to shoot. No doggies today.
Well, lunch didn't go as planned today. That dog-toothed tuna didn't want to come out and play with Yosh, so I'm going to have to make something up for lunch. And we're running really low on fresh produce. So I've got this like onion, got some garlic, and I've got a carrot as well. I want to cook the most nutritious meal that I can using these ingredients. So on Nandji, one of our main food sources is fish that we catch and also beans. We eat a lot of lentils and chickpeas. I'm going to cook a meal using lentils as the staple. Beans are incredibly nutritious. They're really cheap and they're really small as well. You can keep them dry and stored on your boat for a really long time, so they're like perfect for sailing, I think. But yeah, definitely if you want to sail on a budget, eating beans is the way to go. Just gonna dice the veggies first. I got the onion, garlic and carrot. Just so you know, it is so hot today. It's incredibly humid and the anchorage is really rolly at the moment. Everything's already gone flying. The lentils went flying across the bench. That's why I've got less than I had before. But when you live on a sailboat, you have to work under these kinds of conditions, you know? Just adds that extra element and it makes you wish you had more arms. We're probably on the 3rd week since we've been to civilization. All of the fresh produce runs out, and so you have to learn how to cook without fresh produce and these sorts of things. So I thought lots of people are making cooking videos about extravagant meals that they cook, but for me that's not really realistic. Just gonna saute the onion first until it's translucent. Well, it should take about 5 minutes. You have to pull everything out to get the right spice, and then everything goes everywhere. So you've got all the spices out, trying to find the right one. It's bloody crazy in here. Okay, now I'm gonna add the garlic, a teaspoon of tarragon, maybe cracked pepper. The salt always sticks. Cook this for another minute so that the flavors pop. Okay, so I've added the carrot and I have half a cup of lentils here. Add 3 cups of vegetable broth as well. Put the lid on that and let it cook until the lentils are soft. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really know how long it takes. It just takes as long as it takes. Our gimbal used to do crazy things and the pots used to go everywhere, so I got Yosh to put these like coat hangers on there so that you can hold the thing in place, but I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. It's still notorious for like ruining everything. See, it's already done this stupid thing. The mixture's cooked so far. I've taken it off the stove because it's too crazy. And now I need some whole tomatoes. So you can use like 2 small cans or 1 big can. So I've got a big can. The can opener's decided not to work, so I've got to open it up the old school way using a knife. We're in the middle of nowhere, so it's not like you can just nip down to the shop and buy new things. So we just got to make do with what we have. There's the can of tomatoes. I'm just going to put a little bit of tomato puree in there to sweeten it up and give it a bit more flavour. But I'm just going to put 2 teaspoons in there. And then I just put a little bit of chili sauce in there because I like to spice it up a little bit. This is perfect on, say, mashed potato, mashed sweet potato if you want to get your roots down. Or you can put it on something like quinoa as well. So it's really healthy and it's one of my favourite things to cook when we're running low on produce. Tell me if you want me to do more recipes or whatever, show you what we eat on Nandji, let us know in the comments down below. Water is just so fluorescent and bright. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
We've been anchored off this little island, Snake Island near Kandui, for the last 3 or 4 days. Frenchie put me onto a spot where doggies are, so I've just been doggy hunting and I haven't been able to shoot one. Very disappointing.
We've actually been editing for like all day and then we have a 2-hour break to go spearfishing.
Special comments from Bonita. Yeah, we've just holed up near the island and we've called this home for 4 or 5 days, so we get some work done, try to shoot a doggy. There's no swell and the southeast has been blowing pretty strong, so we've just been, yeah, getting some work done. But we've got this perfect little white sandy beach right here, so each morning we get to bring Marley over. He can chase a few nuts, do his nuggets. Can't get much better than this beach, to be honest. It's very pristine. Feels pretty sweet when we find nice little places like this where we can just anchor up. There's a couple of resorts on the island over there, but I don't know, we just don't see anyone. No one comes over to Snake Island.
Oh, it's just gorgeous. Here goes a big one. Today's the day!
Today's the day!
It's business time. We got our black business suits on, ready to collect some taxes.
Convinced we were having tuna steaks for dinner, we were back out at the drop-off, burling the waters, ready for this elusive doggy to swim by. I'd now spent hours on this spot, chumming up and hiding behind my bommy on the edge of the drop-off. I had noticed a couple of doggies hanging around and knew that tonight lentils were not on the menu. You can see the distinctive white dot on the dogtooth tuna's tail swim in from the left-hand side of screen to check me out. With the fish in my sights, I let the trigger go and prepared for the fight ahead, but my float line wasn't moving. You look closely, my spear had fallen out the end of my gun as the rubber was snagged and didn't shoot properly. All I could do was watch my dreams and the dogtooth tuna casually swim on by.
Gimbal broke. Light broke. Gimbal broke.
Everything broke.
Inverter broke today.
I'm sick of fixing shit. Always just fixing. Come on, Nandji. Get your shit together.
Yeah, I think we might be stuck, hey? I think we can get the anchor up just by moving around. Try to work out what direction to unhook it.
Alright, so the game plan is I'll drive forward until I say stop and then come up from the bow and drop a bit of chain, just like 2 seconds, and tighten it off. And then I'll dive down and that'll give me enough time to hook it off the bommy.
There's a reef over here. There's lots of reef in this area, so we've got to be very careful where we go.
Well, not exactly what we wanted when we were trying to leave, but we had quite a bit of luck there. I pulled the chain out of the bommy and I was looking at it, I was thinking, how the F am I going to get that out of there? It was like the chain just popped straight through the middle of that rock, like, yeah, but somehow we drifted off and we made it through. The chain came out, all sweet. It's about time we left. Let's keep this ball rolling, eh?